So we took the on our GT Junior, we took the bearing out. So to remove the wheel bearing is this left hand side. Before 1974, the studs on the near side are left hand threaded. So basically your stud wheels, they're left handed, and also your wheel bearing nut on the shaft is left-handed as well. So to remove it, you need to take, of course, your caliper off, which are two 19mm head bolts, and here there's a slide pin, sorry, a split pin, which has to come off, and you pull the entire disc with the bearing in it. And here, the most important things when you remove it, so first of all you need to remove the seal. You take that big bearing, which is the inner one, first, and you take you need to use a punch about that size, pretty much about 6mm, 7 or 8, whatever, and you basically need to punch them off. And the most important things when you do such a kind of job, make it clean as much as you can. So that's been washed with tinners. Yeah, the most important things when you do such a job is to clean. Has to be 100% clean, like in a surgery room, because otherwise it's the life of your bearing. So we got Fags bearing, which we're going to put them on. Got them from Alfaholics. Fags, Fag. So we've got things, the big one and the small one, so that's basically what you're looking for. The small one, the big one, which is the inner one, so that's the outer one, the small one, and a seal. Okay, I'll put it back and I'll just come back to you, okay? Right, to put it back together, so you put some engine oil, an oil can, whatever, with a finger. You clean one of each ring of the bearings, and you use it as a puller, as a things to go right on top of it, because it's precise, it's the same size, so it won't be stuck into the hub. So the way it goes is the conical part towards the inner side of the disc of the hub, because of course you're going to fit your bearing inside like that. And yeah, I'll show you how's it going. All right, so the top one, same story. So we fit the inner one, then fitted. Top one, same story, has to go that way, so facing always the conical part outside. I'm going to tap it in. And, okay, so that's all back together, as we say. So near side is left hand thread, going all the way in, and that's the most important things of everything. So adjust your bearing. Sorry for the noise, there's an aircraft taking off. So you're fully locked, slacken it and tight a wee bit, sorry, a little bit. That's it, that's your bearing adjusted. So the only thing is, make sure you will find your spot for your split pins. So fully lock, slacken it, and you tighten that like that. And that's it, that's perfect. Perfect. That's how you do the preload on the wheel bearing. Okay? Right, so we've done the preload. You need to use a 24mm, and that's the way I do put the split pins. So that's what it looks like. That's the way I like, so I'm a bit fussy when I'm doing something. Okay, so basically now we're going to put the cap on. So the cap, you put some grease in it, and you just push it with the hammer and a punch. So you basically want to go on the leap. Otherwise, if you put the hammer here, it will make a dent in it, and of course on a classic car like this, you don't want that stuff happening. And okay, so all back together. So 19mm head bolts for the caliper. That's go in there. Unfortunately, I had to struggle a bit because there's been done a brake pipe on it, so I had to just hang in the caliper like that with a cable ties, because otherwise you should taking the brake system out and all the rest of it, but you don't really want that. So you put it back together. There is some mark of dirt, so you use some brake cleaner. Just you want no stuff, no any dirt or grease on the rotor, on the disc, and you clean it all back together. You just put it back together, and again remind this. So near side, front, and rear, near side, the bolts, they're left-handed, so you're slacking it to tighten them, and that's the same story with the bolts of the for the nuts for the wheel bearing. Okay, so we are test driving that beauty. I'll give it a blast as well. Sounds fantastic, guys. Honestly, if you never owned one, never driven one, this is the car of your dream. I love it. And that's remind of childhood when I was a kid, and I was on the passenger side of my dad's car, which was a Giulia Nova Super 1.3, and yeah, that's like I'm turning again into a kid. So fantastic. So we went for a test drive. We put up again on the ramp. We checked for play, if it's all good, all passed okay. That's that beauty inside. It's actually one of the best I ever seen. It's never been welded, and it's actually immaculate. Here we got a North 2-litre engine in it. It's been upgraded, well, swapped, let's say, running on the Lorter carburetors. So the way you recognise a 2-litre engine, by the way, that's a little trick, is the gap between, sorry, put the flash on, maybe like that is better. So to recognise a 2-litre engine is basically the gap between the water pump here and the block in the head. So if we go about, let's say 60 millimeter, but that's something like that, 6 centimeter of gap, so that's a 2-litre engine. The 1.3 instead is flush on the water pump, and of course more you increase the capacity, more is higher the block, because of course the stroke is longer. Okay, and that's just how it sounds like. Hopefully it's going to start. First attempt. Just a moment, get keys in my pocket somewhere. That's the key. Trick, always a couple of pumps before you start it to give some more juice. I actually love them without the filter or with the trumpets on it, but this is on standard A filter. Okay, so that's the nice things we've done today. Wheel bearing on this car. and I hope we're going to see it again for some more work. And well, that's going to be next spring or next summer, because of course now it's going to go in storage, because unfortunately here in Scotland it was short till we started to put Greet on the road. Okay, ciao ciao everyone.